Hello and welcome everybody to the first installment of the Toxic Show. Guys, this is brought to you by Golden Goal Media. And before we get started on the video, can I just have everybody just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this likes up. Let's get comments in nice and early, everybody. As you can see, we've got a stacked panel here. I'm going to go through the great panel that I have for you tonight. In the middle next to me, we've got Liam over there. Liam, if you could just give a thumbs up or wave to the audience. There we go. Got Liam in the middle. Then Liam will be representing Man United. We'll obviously be discussing United's result over the weekend. Then next to Liam, there we've got Diza, who is going to be our resident Liverpool fan. He is a scouser for tonight. And then below him, we've got another Red Devil in the building. We've got X, who is representing Man United. X, you can just show everybody where you are. Just put your thumbs up, bro. There we go. We got X representing Man United. And then last but not least, we've got my brother Godwin, who's going to be representing Chelsea. This, just talking about their great start to the season. So, gentlemen, let's get talking. I think there is only one place to start with, and I think we can all agree it is at the Etihad Stadium, where we saw City and we saw um, United, I mean, so City and Arsenal, sorry, City and Arsenal play out to a thrilling 2-all draw. Obviously, I'm the Arsenal fan here representing Arsenal, so I think I've done my fair share of speaking. I'm keen to hear the panel's thoughts on yesterday's performance. So I'm gonna jump straight to Liam. Liam, bro, tell me, what were your thoughts on the way Arsenal played and the way, obviously the game in general, City as well?
Shannon, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here first and foremost. Good evening to your panel as well, Tiza, Gordon, and X. Is it X or X? Okay. But yeah, going back to the game, I think it was a good game. I think for me, thus far, game of the season. I think it was truly end-to-end stuff. When you look at the way City performed, the way Arsenal defended, but also there were also moments where Arsenal also played really good football in that game. I guess it was just a matter of defending. I think man of the match probably has to go to Michael Oliver, the referee. I think he killed that game in the first half, following that red card that Trossard got. But I think for me, beyond that, I think Michael Oliver made three errors in that game. Firstly, I touched on the red card that Trossard. Obviously, it was two yellow cards, but I think in games like this, it's a big game. You don't kill the game in the first half, just giving out best teams in the league over the last 3 seasons, or last 2 seasons. So I think that was his first mistake. The second mistake was um, not allowing Kyle Walker to get back into position. There was a moment where the referee called Kyle Walker and I think it was Saka over just to tell him to control, the game, control the players. Obviously, emotions are high. It's a big game. So I think him not allowing Kyle Walker back into position because if you watch the game, you saw Kyle Walker was still speaking to the other players. He was still speaking to his players, telling them, or relaying the message that the referee gave him. Um, but he didn't allow Kyle Walker to get back into position, and we saw, Arsenal take full advantage of that. And I think that's when Calafiori then scored that goal. So I think that was the second one. The third mistake, I think, was Erling Haaland. Um, I mean, if you're going to be giving out yellow cards to Arsenal players, then you need to be consistent. I think with Erling Haaland, he should have also been booked for throwing the ball on Gabriel. Yes, it wasn't in the game. It was they just scored a goal, but I mean that's not sportsmanship or sportsman behavior. What Erling Haaland did, and I think the referee had to be consistent with that. But nonetheless, I think it was a good game. Arsenal defended really, really, really well. You could see City were knocking, City were probing, but nothing was coming, untoward. But I think Arsenal shot themselves in the foot. And sorry for going on and on. I'm gonna cut it here. I think Arsenal shot themselves in the foot with, just with the time wasting. Um, but we understand that City. at the momentum City were knocking, they were probing. Um, but the time wasting, I think, obviously got the better of Arsenal, and towards the end. And I think, the defending, when John Stones scored that goal, I think the defending was a bit poor there.
Look, bro. If you're gonna ask me, just to dissect some of your points quickly, I think just even if I go from back to from like the last point you made to the first, that I saw a stat that says that the ball was in play more in the second half in yesterday's game than in any game this season. So I think the whole idea of Arsenal time wasting, I just think people forget we didn't really we were down to 10 men. We were defending like animals yesterday. I think if you look at it, the way we were shuffling across the back line, just trying to make sure that we don't give City any spaces. All three players that went down with cramp, Calafiori, Timber, and Martinelli, they all got subbed off. So I don't think it necessarily. There is probably a tad bit of gamesmanship, I think, with Raya. But at the end of the game, I saw a video of him walking like to the bus, and he had strapping on his knee, he was limping. So to some degree, I think yes, you can say Arsenal definitely were, I think, trying to do a bit of the dark arts. But I don't think we intentionally or we were full on time wasting to the degree that I think maybe the media is making it out to be. Um, and then obviously the refereeing decision. I think we can go around the panel discussing that. Diza, let me bring you in, bro. Obviously you're hearing what Liam is saying there, just talking about the decisions that the referee gave. Some he didn't give, some he should have given. What are your thoughts on the referee's display yesterday? Do you think the ref killed the game, as what Liam says, or do you think we still got a very interesting game from both teams yesterday?
Hi guys, how's it? How's everyone? For me, yes, the referee did. I agree with Liam there. The referee did kill the game, most definitely. Like you said, Liam. Early in the game, come on, man, and it's such a big game. For me, I don't want to actually talk too much about the referee. For me, you guys, Arsenal playing, you all are playing beautiful football. I think honestly, if you guys, if the referee didn't really, kill the game now, I think you would have beat, but Sati. For me personally, I think we were robbed from the referee. That was for me all Ateta. Let's give Ateta what is this, his flowers. He played. He had a wonderful game plan. Yeah, that's what I think. Arsenal. For me, I think your guys stand a good chance. You know, and taking the league this season. And for me, the ref, like I said, I don't want to talk too much about on the referee because yes, he did spoil the game. But for me, the style that Arsenal had, the game plan that Ateta had was on point. And the defending, obviously, they had to defend. You guys had to defend. There was no because you're playing against a team that's they attack one way, but beautiful defending. I'll give your goalkeeper 10 out of 10, making good saves. Yeah, that's how I think. Yeah, Arsenal. I think you should have won the game.
Sorry, guys. I had a bit of connection issues there. I do apologize for that. Sorry about
Okay.
that. Look, these are. I do agree with you. I think, in my opinion, if looking at the Arsenal game yesterday, I do think we had a in the game if we were 11v11. I'm not saying we're gonna go out and to completely destroy City, but I just think in the moment that we got the red card, we had just come back 2-1 up. I think we scored just before halftime. Momentum is with us. You're thinking to yourself, okay, Arsenal's gonna go in there 2-1 up, probably gonna come out second half. Maybe they'll be under pressure for the start of the second half because City will come against them, but we'll have a threat on the counter attack. And I said in my show yesterday, I said the ref didn't even give Arsenal the opportunity to have tactics in the second half. The tactics were forced on us. We had to sit back. People can say you're not maybe forced to, but I think Arteta said, you know what, I trust my defense. So let me. What is the strongest way, the best way for me to get a win here? And that's probably by defending. Look, City did score. He scored in the last kick of the game, and that literally was like the last kick. So it shows that the game plan worked almost to a T. Unfortunately, that football, you switch off against a team like Man City, you're gonna get punished. Let me bring in Godwin here, bro. Godwin, what is your synopsis on the game, bro? I know we've had a lot of talking about Arsenal and the referee. You think that City kind of underperformed yesterday, given the fact that they were the home team, and given the fact that there's so many chances, they had the advantage of an extra player. Do you think that City were, I wouldn't say lucky, but do you think that they should kind of feel that the point that they gained yesterday was a point gain instead of 2 points dropped?
No, definitely. I definitely feel that it was a point gain for Manchester City. And I don't agree with my two colleagues, Liam and Diza, saying that the referee spoiled the game. I've been seeing this whole narrative online saying that the referee spoiled the game. Guys, how did he spoil the game? The guy has literally booted the ball away when he's heard the whistle. If you watch that replay, it's a reaction to the whistle. It's not that he booted the ball while the referee blew the whistle. No, 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 no. It was even more blatant than the Declan Rice one. The Declan Rice one, I say it was a red card, even though I can see why people were furious about it. However, this one, the Trossard one, guys, come on, let's be fair. Rules are rules. You can't do that. I do think that it was a point gain for Manchester City. There are some positives to look from both teams. Man City were able to break down a solid defense yesterday. Guys, that Arsenal defense is no joke. Saliba, Gabriel, and I don't know who the fullbacks were, Timber and White, if I'm not mistaken. That's a unit.
Calafiori.
Calafiori,
Yeah, Calafiori and White.
my
Obviously, we had
apologies.
to go to a back five. Yeah, no stress.
You guys went to a back five, and that game plan was just solid. Um, there is a part of me that even thought that City were very, very lucky to score because they had nothing, guys. Arsenal in the second half they really had nothing. It was just sideways. They were out of ideas. So as an Arsenal, so if you guys are Arsenal fans, I think there's improvements. But if you look at the table and if you look at the Premier League, who are Man City going to drop points against? That's my only thing. Arsenal can win the rest of the games right now. City can win the rest of the games right now. Arsenal will not win the league. So yes, Man City will drop points, and yes, Arsenal will drop points, but I just don't see how Arsenal can win the league. Yes, they've improved, like I said, but the league, guys, that City team is just too strong.
Gordon, if I do, if I can throw a Uno reverse to you. Look, we just heard the news. I don't know if you guys know, Rodri out for the rest of the season. I mean, do you think that has
Yes.
a big impact on City? So that there's factors. I mean, look, City didn't have Rodri for the rest of the game. They didn't have De Bruyne yesterday, but Arsenal didn't have Odegaard. We didn't have Marino, who is a new signing which you haven't got to see. So we weren't really, I would say, at full strength either. And to your point, you asked where can City drop points? I think at the Emirates. I think they showed their in my opinion they showed their cards yesterday. They showed their face. That was their home game.
Mm,
Yes,
mm,
City have a very good chance of beating us at home. Don't get me wrong, but I just think that
mm.
I don't know, but I'm just I'm not as, like how to say, I don't think that City will be as unblemished as last season. No, not in my opinion.
Yeah. Um, quick one. Liam looks like he wants to say something, so I'll let you go before you asked the question about Rodri.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, basically just add on to what you're saying. Since we're talking about Rodri being out, we're talking about the Brian being out, but still looks like a strong Manchester City squad. And that's my biggest problem with City over the past few seasons is that they showed us that, no matter how many players are or key players are out, they still have the depth. And I think I've been saying this about Arsenal. Should they want to win the league or contest for the league, they should get more players. They should add numbers there because City probably has like two or three strong teams that they can field. Where with Arsenal, should any of the key players be out, it's going to be a mission for them. And this is what we've seen over the last three seasons at City, and also with the fixture overload. They play Champions League, they play in the league. That's the EFL Cup, that's the FA Cup. There's still international duty, and looks like every season, there's just more fixtures. So, man, for me, I just feel like, and I've said this, I think Arsenal only added what Calafiori, and not sure who else they've added to the team. You know, you should be adding at
But
least five more.
wouldn't you say that Timber feels like a new signing since that
Yeah, yeah, he
he
didn't miss
was
last
also
season.
out long term?
I mean, missing.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I feel like Arsenal do have a little bit of the team did expand because you get Timber, you got Calafiori, and then there's this other striker. Yes, it's not the guys that you wanted, but the squad is a little bit bigger. So, okay, going back to
but
Rodri ACL, Guardiola has created a system whereby anyone can get injured and anyone can just fill it in. See what I'm saying? Kovacic yesterday, sublime. In my opinion, a few years ago, and people look at me funny when I say this, but Kovacic, in my opinion, was probably the best midfielder in the Premier League. Didn't get he wasn't fancy, but he held the Chelsea team down when he had no right to be doing what he was doing. He was just playing in a bad team. So it'll be interesting to see what he does under this Guardiola system. So that's my take on Rodri being out. I honestly don't think it will affect anything.
100% X. Do you agree with the guys when we bring you in, obviously, for your first bit of input for the night? Do you think that City will still get over the line regardless of Rodri's injury, or do you think, looking at like just City's results without Rodri? I mean, yesterday he went off 21st minute, 22nd minute we score. Is he that important to City, or do you think City still have enough in them to win the league?
City still have a good chance in winning the league without Rodri. I mean, like Kovacic have been, to be honest, he has been impressive. So I think City still have a chance. Just to go back to the just to go back to the referee part. That was I think the referee was harsh there to give a red card chance. If you go check, I was looking at it now. If you go check, that was a split second where Trossard kicked that ball. So with the referee whistling and kicking he was already kicking the ball before the referee actually whistle. So it was just a split second thing. So it was harsh for him to be given a second yellow card, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, getting a red card playing against City at Etihad, that can take a bit out of the whole team. But yeah, other than that, it was a very good game. I didn't watch it, but I had to rewatch it this morning. It was a very wonderful game, and I think City might drop points at Emirates. To be honest, they might drop points at Emirates, and playing so many games with the UEFA, the way it's being structured, yeah, I think they are bound to drop points with any given team. Because yeah, it's when the season goes by, the players will get tired. They've been complaining or complaints already. So yeah, I think they.
Yo, X, we lost you there for a second, brother. You can. What are you saying? Sorry, bro. X,
Or
can
can
you
you
hear
hear
us,
me,
eh?
Chance?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I'm saying you got cut off, bro. So I don't know if you want to finish your point or if you were done with your point
Oh
there.
yeah, I was actually saying. Then I was done with my point actually. Sorry, Chance.
Okay. No problem. So look, guys, I think in terms of the decisions yesterday, I think obviously we got quite a split panel. Some are saying definite red card. Some are saying it's harsh. All I will say is, and Gordon, I'm gonna go back to you because I see you shaking your head a lot. The facts are, it was the 2 second between the referees whistle and Chelsea kicking the ball away. If we're gonna penalize players for 2 seconds, well, I just think, guys, it's not necessarily that you can say letter of the law, right? But come on, guys, in such a moment of the game, is the red card the right decision for the game? The refs were told
Shut.
that last. Sorry, Gordon, I'll let you come in now. Last season, bro, we were told by Howard Webb, and it involved Michael Oliver, that he didn't send off Kovacic for what should have been two red card offenses because he didn't want to ruin the game. And then you go, and here's my thing, bro. If Trassa goes in and lunges on Bernardo Silva and he gets a red card, fair enough. I just don't think that type of moment in this type of game was the red card to give. There were so many other decisions on the field where you can maybe say, listen, players barging into each other and all those things, we could maybe give harsher yellow cards or second yellow cards. But I think for that, in my opinion, I just think for a game of the magnitude, I just think it really just it just spoiled the game, man. But yeah, Godwin, sorry, bro. You can definitely come through and give your point.
Shannon, I know you remember this game. We were Barcelona versus Arsenal. Robin van Persie. He kicks the ball away in the new camp. 90,000 people. That was 1 second. He kicks the ball away
Bro, come
and he
on.
gets a second yellow.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm
This was
saying.
2 seconds, guys. This was 2 seconds, guys. And this one, it's not like he got a straight red card. No, guys, he got a second yellow. Wherever a guy kicks the ball away, it's a yellow card. He left the referee no option. Is my thing.
I'll challenge you then. So what about Doku? Why does he not give Doku a yellow card? Why does he not give Doku a yellow card?
I mean, look. Also, in the manner in which he did it, made it more blatant. Doku wasn't really.
Murder is murder. If I shoot you, I strangle you, I kill you, bro. That's come on, bro.
Facts.
I'm just saying.
True, but
so look at again. Sorry, bro. You can go.
Yes,
you can go.
Yeah, I just feel like Trossard's one was just so blatant and right under his nose, bro. And that frustration, he literally left the referee no option, in my opinion. Yes, I can see. There's a part of me that can see where you guys are coming from, where you feel hard done by, but guys, rules are rules. I'm afraid. Yeah, that's my take on this whole Trossard situation. The Declan Rice one was scandalous. That one, looking back now, that one was not although it was the right decision, but I mean, come on, dude.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, bro. But look, I think we're not going to change the decision now. Look, I just obviously before we move on to the other games, I think we've covered this game. I just want to find out from the panel, and I'm going to jump back to Liam. Liam, what did you think of the like I said, the rivalry that's brewing between the two teams? You know, you're seeing Arsenal and City players really going at each other. You know, the two benches. I think obviously between Arteta and Pep, there will always be that mutual respect. But I don't think like Arteta is like the little bro anymore. You know, I think it's almost like Pep. You know, you could see Pep frustration at some in the game. It wasn't a game he was comfortable in, and I think. Like, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think this is something that's going to be good for the title race? You know, seeing the sort of rivalry and the animosity between the two teams, or do you think, you know what, maybe it just blows over and it was just in the heat of the game?
I think it's the occasion of the game. Like I said earlier on, these are the top two teams in the league over the last two campaigns. And obviously, you know, it's no one's to lose this game. Arsenal know what City did the last two seasons. You know, so obviously they came there with a plan that they want to take City down. You know, we know City won the league, probably took the league from Arsenal the last two seasons. We all thought Arsenal would win the league, but then they took it. So I think that frustration, you know, is still there. I think they want to show. I think also probably with the coach with Arteta, I think he also wants to prove, you know, to Pep that you know he wasn't just an assistant. He can actually go on and win the league. So yeah, obviously tempers will be there. That's such a big game. I just think at the end, you know, once the final whistle goes, then everything needs to be settled already. And I think the way Haaland and all of these players were still continuing after the game, that wasn't cool. But shout out to Pep and Arteta for you know managing their players. But I think once the referee's final whistle goes, players need to relax.
No, I hear you. So look, I'm gonna do something but different. I'm gonna go around the panel. I just want to ask you guys after watching that game yesterday, and I'm obviously gonna get everyone's opinions. Who are you guys making your favorites for the Premier League? You know, at this, I know it's only 5 games in, and it doesn't really tell us much. You know, but do you think Arsenal are closer than what they were at the start of the season, or do you think you know what? It's still City's to lose, and yeah, that's where we are. So let me go back. Let me start with Godwin. Godwin, bro, like, do you think Arsenal they've got a chance this season, like a better chance, or even become favorites, or do you think it's still City's to lose?
No, I think, guys, I don't know. My opinion changes every day. But I'm a betting man. If I were to bet right now, my last 100 rand, I think Arsenal, because I do think that fatigue will kick in for Man City, and that hunger will kick in later on in the season for Arsenal. So I I think, like I said, my answer changes every day, but as of now, I think Arsenal are slight favourites.
100%. These are. Let me jump to you, brother. What are your thoughts? I see Liam shaking his head and laughing there. Obviously gonna get to Liam now, but
Um,
these are your thoughts, bro. Do you think it's still outright favorites, or do you think Arsenal this is the year they get it over the line?
for me personally, I hope Gunners does it this time because I mean, when 2 seasons ago, almost you lost it, no? And then last season was a bit close. I think this season, third time might be lucky. You might be lucky. Because I think Ateta, like I said, I will give him his flowers. Ateta is doing exceptionally well. Um, he's a master for me. He's like a master class. Now. He understands the EPL now. So I think this time he'll get over the finish line, and I hope so. Because to be honest, we are getting tired of seeing City winning the league year after year, season after season. It's getting a bit boring. For me personally, it's getting boring. But I think I'm leaning more to Canas. But we all know. I don't know if the panel do agree with me. City from January, and then we'll see how they coming back. And but I just hope that Arsenal. For me, I'm leaning more to Arsenal this season.
100%, bro. Let me jump to X. The X, obviously, you've heard we've got surprising. I wasn't expecting Godwin to say Arsenal. If I'll be honest with you, that one caught me off guard. So obviously, so far we're looking in favor. Two for Arsenal, none for City. X, tell me, bro. Do you agree with the panel? Do you think this is the year that Arteta's boys finally take it over the line, or do you think City's experience, the individual quality, maybe just is still going to be too much for Arsenal to cope with?
Listen, it's not gonna be a walk in the park, but I'm also vouching for Arsenal. I think Arsenal is a good squad. Arteta is incredible. His tactics. So definitely, cause yeah, I'm agreeing with Diza. Yeah, now the Premier League is starting to look like a beggars league. Super tired of seeing the same guys winning the league. But yeah, I think Arsenal is a good chance this year. So I'm definitely okay, with the Gunners this time around.
100%. Then I'm going to bring in the guy that's been shaking his head at every single opinion. Liam, bro, I think you clearly strongly disagree with the panel's thoughts there. You think City, they just got too much in their arsenal, should I say, for Arsenal to get over the line this year.
Definitely too much in the Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal will win it. I think last season was their season to right the season before. The mistakes from the season before. I think last season was their season to win it, but they didn't do it. They didn't grab that opportunity. And I said, now you need to add. Remember last season they brought in, was it last season they brought in Declan Rice, and they said, oh no, we're going to strengthen the team. He was a good addition to the team, but you need to add more of that quality. And I just think this season they were. We'll see with Calafori coming in, and Godwin spoke about what's his name, the Dutch defender.
Tumba, don't forget Sterling, guys.
Yeah,
I
Timber.
still have Marino.
Tamba,
I I still have a couple of guys that still need
Tamba.
to get in the team, yeah.
Yeah, but look, these players that you bring up, this player that you bring up, Sterling, Jesus, Zinchenko, these are City rejects. These are players that Pep didn't want anymore. That's what I'm talking about. What Pep does. Pep brings in new quality season in, season out. He's been depending on Arteta's been depending on Jesus for the past how many seasons? Same with Zinchenko. When these are players that Pep just let go. There's what's his name? Cole Farmer that's gone to Chelsea. Such a good player. And City just let him go like that. That's what I mean. The amount of players these guys, the amount of quality that Pep has. And mind you, this could be his last season in the Premier League. This could
Yeah,
be
they're
his
gonna
last
get
season. So
1.5.
yeah, why would he want to lose it?
No, yeah,
So
yeah.
I
I think
think
I think the narratives.
my money's on City. Sorry, my money's on City. I think City will win it, and I don't think Arsenal will be in the top two. I think this season is going to be Liverpool and City.
Hmm. I think that's a great segue. Actually, I think let's actually move on to the rest of this weekend's fixtures. I think Liam, you've said you've drawn the line in the sand there with that prediction. Let's talk about Liverpool, guys. I think it's very important to bring them in. I think they they're under new management. They had a loss last week, but they bounced back emphatically this week. Beating AC Milan in the Champions League, like completely destroying them, and then destroying Bournemouth over the weekend. These are obviously it's your team, bro. Your Reds. What did you make of the performance of Liverpool on Saturday? And do you think that Liverpool might be the dark horses that can sneak into this title challenge? Looking at obviously the league table and just their chances this season.
Um, what the comeback from we lost against Nottingham Forest at home, and our coach uh really showed up this week at home again. So yeah, I think we are the dark horse. Definitely, we are the dark horse. I'm just you see our coach, and it's not he's still maybe he still needs to get used to the Premier League. And I see he's adapting very well. Yeah, so yeah, we played is yeah, Ancelotti, yeah, Liverpool is doing for me. I'm really proud of our guys. They played very well this weekend. Yeah, and to show our fans that we lost at home and then we collected 3 points again. Yeah, I'm happy. They played very well, and the guys did show up, especially Nunes. Not I don't really favor him. I don't really favor that guy. And Diaz, wow, what a player! Special, very special player. Special player. Yeah, I think yeah I think we will contend for the league, but like there's a lot of games to be played. So I don't know what does our coach have in store. Is he going to rotate? How many players he needs to rotate? Because on midfield, I still believe we still need a holding. I don't think Gravenberg will, maybe Gravenberg will burn out sooner or later. I just have that feeling he might just burn out, and then we're gonna sit with a big problem. So yeah, but so far so good.
No, 100%, bro. I think you make a very good analysis of Liverpool there. I think, and we were speaking backstage about this player, and I think he's probably been, if you're gonna be besides Haaland, probably been the player of the season in Luis Diaz. I think he's looking different, bro. Like I don't know, he's looking like the Luis Diaz that Liverpool signed that January. He's looking sharp. He's looking like he can take on his man. Last season, he looked a bit unsure. He looked like he was playing within himself. I think, obviously Salah is Liverpool's star guy, but I do think that Diaz has started the season really well. I think he's taken well to Arne Slot's tactics. Let me bring in Godwin. Godwin, bro. Obviously we're speaking about dark horses here. We're speaking about Liverpool and their chances. Do you think that that kind of expectation is a bit high for Liverpool, considering they've under new management, or do you think their squad is still good enough? They've got enough in depth to maybe not win the league, but mount a serious challenge in the Premier League this season?
Look, personally, I would not be okay. It would be a surprise for Liverpool to win. However, I do think they have a good enough team to contend. If you look, let's take Arsenal for example. I feel that Liverpool, if Liverpool and Arsenal were to play each other over a two-leg game, I feel that Liverpool would get the best out of them, because Arsenal are a great team. However, Liverpool just under Jurgen Klopp, that style and that system was very like it's a beautiful way in how to beat Arsenal. But it would be interesting to see. I don't know if you've noticed now that Arne Slot has came in. It's not as chaotic. The players are just not everywhere anymore. It's more balanced. It's more patient build up. That's what I haven't seen Liverpool for. I haven't seen Liverpool play a lot this season, but what I can say is they're more patient. They're not like running a lot. So that's probably what on Slot has brought in. So yes, no, I do think that they will be dark horses, and I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if they were to go all the way. They're a good team. They're a very, very good team.
100%. I look. I think that's. I don't know if Liverpool maybe have enough. You like these are saying no number six. You they look. I think they've got a good maybe 13, 14 players. I'm not. That's no disrespect. What I mean by that is like, you lose Van Dijk. I mean, Kwanzaa's a good player, but it's like the drop down is quite significant. I think they kind of in the place where Arsenal were last season. I think Arsenal had like Arteta had a few players that he trusted, and the rest of the squad were just like squad players. Where I think this season Arsenal, if you look at it, we have less players, but I think the quality is improved. I think with Liverpool, they probably still need that six. I think that's why they were pressing with Zubamendi so much. Is that just to have that kind of a surety in the midfield from them. And then you think, you're looking at Diaz having a good season so far. It doesn't put as much pressure on Salah to perform. So maybe we see Salah kick on properly later on in the season and come up with another 30 goals and take Liverpool to the title. Yo, bro, you got on. You can go.
But guys, where does this narrative come in that Liverpool don't have depth? Look at that team. Cody
Oh, no,
Gakpo can't
100%.
even get into that team. Flipping, what's his name? They still have Jota, if I'm not mistaken. Did Jota play this weekend?
Yeah, 100%. He was on the bench. He was on the bench, I think.
He was on the bench. Bro, those guys have depth. They still got the Endo guy. I don't know why they don't rate him. That kid is a baller, in my opinion. He's a good holding midfielder.
And he's 30.
He's probably just
A
fallen
kid.
out of favor. Oh, is he
He's
30?
quite
My
old.
bad. My bad. But no, guys, Liverpool have depth. Liverpool have depth. They do.
100%.
So this narrative
No,
coming in that they don't have depth. Hey, guys, Liverpool have depth. Cody Gakpo, very versatile, can play in the middle, can play on the wings. We saw what he was doing for Netherlands. I mean, no, they got depth. Got some depth, those guys.
100%. X, let me bring you in quickly, bro. Do you think, obviously, you being a United fan, I think the last thing that you would want to see is Liverpool winning the league, or City. That's, I think, probably why Arsenal are your favorites. But do you think, obviously, just bias aside and rivalry aside, do you think Liverpool have enough to compete with the likes of City and Arsenal this season, or do you think, maybe they should just focus on making top four and maybe had a good run in the Champions League or trying to win a domestic cup? What are your thoughts on Liverpool so far this season and what they can expect from their season from what you've seen?
But yeah, them
Sorry,
winning
brother.
just one.
Yes, can you just start your sorry,
Them
bro,
winning.
you're mute. Can you just start again,
Can you
mate?
hear me
Sorry.
now?
Yeah, you were just
Sorry,
muted.
sorry. So as I was saying, I don't see Liverpool winning the league this year, but I do think they're gonna place on top three. And I do think they're gonna win one silverware. I'm not sure which one, but I do think they do have a squad to win just one silverware. And yeah, those two wings, Salah and Luis, they're just since the season has started, they're just phenomenal. So yeah, I think they stand a good chance to win a silverware, but yeah, I don't see them winning the Premier League.
And then Liam, bro, obviously you gave a good shout that you said that Arsenal will finish below Liverpool. Is that purely because you just think that Arsenal won't get it over keep up the same momentum, or do you think it's because Liverpool will maybe take a jump this season with Arne Slot and Liverpool maybe new coach, new ideas? Do you think that can maybe get Liverpool closer to the title?
Yeah, probably that. Look, I don't know much about this Arne Slot guy, if I'm being honest with you. But I think, Godwin spoke early on about the depth that Liverpool have. I think they have more, players in depth than what Arsenal do. And I think because, like, I'm going back to my point I made earlier on, Arsenal didn't sign more players as I, expected them to sign this season. So I think they're going with the tried and tested, sorry. Um, but I don't think it will be third time. What they say, third time's a charm, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think it will be the case for Arsenal. I think that City will win the league. Liverpool will probably they stand a good chance of finishing second. If you look at last season, I think it was just before the Christmas break. Wasn't Liverpool also up there with just behind City, if I'm not mistaken? If someone can just correct me, but I think once they got those injuries, and probably the same with Man United, maybe that's why they also had such a bad season last season, is the injuries. And so I'm hoping that this season, they have a clean bill of health, and they'll obviously go on and finish second. I just have my feeling. My only worry for Liverpool now, and I think this will probably be the real test um, right now, chance is right now they have a few easy games, if you want to call it that, before the Chelsea game. And if you look at from the Chelsea game, they probably have five tough games because they have Chelsea, then they play a late shift in the Champions League. They have Arsenal in the league, Brighton, Leverkusen in the Champions League again, and then Aston Villa. And then they probably have only one game, which is probably the easier game, which is against Southampton. And then they go again, Real Madrid, Manchester City, Newcastle, and Everton. So you look at all those fixtures that they have coming up. I think this will be the real test for Arne Slot.
No, 100%, bro. Um, Look, I won't lie. I've never seen so many. I've never seen Liverpool fans saying they're hoping. I mean, United fans saying they're hoping Liverpool do well. So rivalries are clearly dead, not so
No,
toxic.
I'd hope Man United can finish in the top two, but I don't see that.
No, 100%, guys. Look, I think we've covered Liverpool, and obviously I'm also, like I said, I'm quite keen to see that what they do this season, because I saw them in preseason. I've seen them in the start of this season. They are looking quite good. They're looking like they can score a lot of goals. I think it's obviously they're living in the unknown currently. Look, we were speaking about dark horses, and I think there's no better way to pivot to who I would call my dark horse of the season. It's Chelsea, guys. I've been saying this for quite a while. I think with Chelsea, and look, I'm an Arsenal fan, and God knows, but him and I have always had this rivalry between each other. Like it's super strong, and but I'm a lover of football. I can't hate just because I'm an Arsenal fan, and I look at Chelsea and they've got such quality depth. If all those players can hit form, they're gonna be a very, very tough team to beat. And I think Maresca is slowly getting his message across. I think being another Pep disciple, I don't know, maybe Ten Hag is the oddball. Maybe time will tell, but he's looking like he's really getting his game plan across to the players. And let's take it to the Chelsea fan on the panel, Godwin, bro. I think you obviously saw your boys dismantle West Ham 3-0 over the weekend. Some dubious decisions maybe that should have maybe went West Ham's way, but I think overall Chelsea definitely deserved their 3 points, the goals. Chelsea were brilliant. I watched the game actually. What is your thoughts on your team so far this season, bro? Are you liking what you're seeing under Maresca?
Yes, really liking it. For me, I would say our best performance of the season was the loss against Man City. Now that might sound funny, but I saw something that day that really said that no, guys, things are going to be okay. The victory against Wolves, I mean, Wolves were putrid that day, shocking defending. So I mean, okay, but this game, perfect game, well balanced. We defended well. Yes, Fofana should have conceded a penalty. It's not a problem. Vieira does know how to do its job. But feeling very very optimistic about our team. It seems to be like a synergy, like amongst the players. Everyone knows what to do this time. Like from defense to attack, everyone is playing well. I just feel that there is one player holding us back, and you guys might shoot me, but it is Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is holding us back. So I hope that Romeo Lavia, because Romeo Lavia played extremely well against Man City the first game. If he can just get back to
100%.
fitness, if he can get back into fitness, and if we can find a way in benching Enzo, which is going to be very difficult because of his transfer fee, guys, I think we're rocking it. Just give us one more season, we'll be right there with Arsenal.
Look, like, and I think what Chelsea have done, and I have to give them credit for it. And I don't mean this in any like dig anyway. I think they saw the Arsenal model of young, exciting players, and they decided, listen, we can afford to basically double the time in which Arsenal are doing this. Arsenal have obviously had to, I think, contend really with FFP and all that stuff. I think Chelsea have found their ways around it. Whether there'll be cases in the future, that's time will tell. But I think if you're looking at it purely from like a project, we people talking about the 8-year contracts and whatnot. But I think Chelsea are doing that obviously to retain value and then obviously spread the amount they pay over a player's contract. But they've signed some really classy players, guys. I think in the past two windows, I mean, the emergence of Cole Palmer, I think obviously looking at it now, you think to yourself, why didn't Arsenal go in for Palmer? Obviously, City won't sell to us again, but you just think that like Liam said, that the fact that City can let go of a player like that, you know, and it maybe to Chelsea's benefit, not everyone can make it at City, but I mean, it's not like Chelsea's he's going to a bad team at all. We're looking at probably besides City, the most successful team in the past like 10, 12 years. So Chelsea have been super successful. It's just, obviously City's dominance has really just overshadowed everybody. Um, let me bring in X here. X, obviously you've seen Chelsea now over the weekend, bro, getting a comfortable 3-0 win. They're no longer looking like the team that everybody was laughing at 18 months ago when we were like, okay, Chelsea, who are they signing now? These guys can't get one performance in a row. They are in the we call it title race. Obviously, only 5 games in, but Chelsea had a really good start to the season. And X, obviously, just your thoughts on Chelsea and their performance so far this season, bro.
Actually, I was quite surprised with their performance. I just thought when I saw their transfers, like yes, there's so many players. Yeah, I thought I just thought the coach was gonna have a struggle in terms of like structuring, having to choose from so many players, and yeah, their performance it's yeah, it was quite surprising. I haven't watched their games. I only watched one game this season of theirs. But yeah, checking obviously their results, I think yeah, I'm quite surprised that they're performing so well, and yeah, and just a bit jealous that every time our boy he doesn't gel well with us, and then he goes to another club, and then he also he assists the club to win and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting season. So I think so far they are very good. Yeah, like I said, I'm just surprised that they able to gel in with so many players that they have.
No, 100%. I think we're looking at Chelsea's window. I think what a lot of fans, a lot of rivals neglect is that not every player was signed for the first team. Maresca made a very good point in his press conference. He says, "Yes, we've signed 45 players, but only 23 of them are actually part of my plans." So this whole Chelsea have got 2 teams. Chelsea, every team is only allowed 25 players, guys. Whatever, however you think of it, like from Southampton to Man City in the league, you only allowed a certain amount of players. So it's not like the quality of player is now what comes into question. I think Chelsea has significantly, in my opinion, in this window, brought up the quality of the team. I mean, you're looking at the likes of Neto. You're looking at and I rate this player. Dewsbury Hall, I think as a midfielder, very clean, Michael Carrick type of player. He's not flashy, but he's good on the ball. He keeps the ball moving. Very clean. I haven't seen the young left back there, Vega, the Portuguese left back. I mean, look, obviously anyone is better than Chilwell, who's obviously been injured and obviously iced out of the team in a sense. And then you have guys like Nkunku coming back into the team. You have Jadon Sancho, which you were talking about now. Jadon Sancho, you're seeing him getting 2 assists in 2 games. And then Nicholas Jackson, who I actually really rate as a striker. Yes, he might miss a few chances, but I think I always say when a player is doing the right things, making the right runs, getting the right spaces, it's only a matter of time before the goals come. And you see the goals he took this weekend. Let me bring it on to Diza. These are obviously we know everyone makes fun of Nicholas Jackson. They talk about him and Darwin Nunez obviously in the same kind of breath. And I think both players I think are a bit unfairly judged. What is your thoughts on Nicholas Jackson? Do you think he's the type of player that can get Chelsea maybe that top 4 position and back into the Champions League?
Um, I'm gonna be honest to you. I don't really follow Chelsea's games, but I did check this game now, the West Ham game, and I saw Nicholas Jackson. Yes, I think with confidence, maybe if he plays a lot more, confidence, if he builds confidence, I think he will, um, you know, score. Maybe he's going to score. He looks promising this season that he might score a lot of goals. Yes, yeah, I think he will. Well, uh, Nicholas Jackson is a good player, but for me, that's and Cole Palmer. So I have to change now. Cole Palmer. I don't know. I think who mentioned Cole Palmer. I think it was it Gordon or Liam? Who someone mentioned Cole Palmer. Yeah, Gordon. For him to leave. Exceptionally well, a good player. I like him a lot. But let's see, and I also recommend that Charles is one of the dark horses. I think you mentioned that, Shannon. It's one of the dark horses for the league.
Look, look. I think the league. I don't know. I think it's not because I don't think they've got the quality. I think maybe do they have the
I
experience as
think
a
they're
team.
going to.
You look.
I,
I'm
like
not.
I
I'm not.
said,
I can't. Sorry, bro. Yeah, you can
okay.
finish.
Oh, okay. No, like I'm saying, they can surprise us. They can surprise
Mm,
us because I can see the way they're gelling. Okay, watch the game. They are gelling very nicely.
mm.
So I think they're going to surprise us. Chelsea's gonna. I have a feeling Chelsea is going to take. It might sound, like talking maybe, but I have a feeling they're going to be in a final somehow, somewhere. Chelsea's gelling very well, and
Hundred
now
percent.
like Nicholas Jackson is getting his confidence back. Yeah, he reminds me a
No,
lot of Nunes, but yeah, if he's consistent, if he's consistent, then he will take Chelsea to the end.
no, 100%. Let me bring in Liam there. Liam, bro. Obviously, we heard the guys here speaking about Chelsea. Look, I think if you're asking me the top three, I think my top three is in no order is Arsenal, City, Liverpool. I guess that is probably the order I'm gonna go for. But then obviously that fourth place position we're talking about obviously United, Spurs, Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea. Do you think Chelsea have enough? Obviously from what you've seen so far, do you think that they can actually be or carry on the form that they've currently have now? They lost against City in the opening game, but they currently haven't lost in their last four games. Scoring goals, looking like their team that's on the up. Do you think Chelsea? No, I lied. They lost against Brighton. No, they drew against Brighton. Am I correct? Was it Brighton or was it Crystal Palace?
it has
Palace. Sorry.
Crystal Palace. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that
Um,
Chelsea have like they be the dark horse that everybody's tipping them to be?
well, a dark horse in what sense? To win the league or just to do well
No,
in
no,
in
top
that
four, bro.
specific
Just
sport?
I'm talking just top four in between United. Because I mean, obviously Chelsea come from where they were last season. Yes, they might have finished I think sixth,
Mm.
but they really didn't have a good season last season. If you're being completely honest, they made a final. Don't get me wrong. Um, but I mean, Liverpool played their kids. They lost. But I think this season, do you think Chelsea can make top four, or do you think that maybe they can push even further? Like these are saying maybe dark horses for the title.
I don't think for the title yet. Like Gordon said earlier on, give them maybe another season or two, and I think Chelsea will probably be there contending for the league. They have they have they have so many players and good players, quality players. So I think they just needed a coach like Enzo Maresca to come and bring back sort of an identity to Chelsea. Because over the past two seasons, it's just looked like a lot of players that the board was just buying a lot of stars, but there's no identity. So I think with Enzo Maresca, you probably bring that identity back to Chelsea. And there's only one thing that bothers me this season about Chelsea is their form at home at the bridge. Because you look at all three games that they've won this season, it was obviously that game against Wolves, that 6-2 at Molineux, and the draw against Spal. I apologize. I'm thinking about the three games that they won was away from home, and then they lost at home and drew at home. So their form at the
Mm,
bridge is just a bit worrying for me this season. But I think they can continue in this form if Nicholas Jackson can continue in his form. I mean, he's there second on the top goal scorers list with 4 goals so far already, and there's only what 5 games into the season. So I think if he
5 games
continues on
in,
this form,
100%.
and yeah, because last season, all of last season, I think he had 14 goals, which for me, if you're contending for the league or top three place
Yeah,
at
I
least,
think that's a good
you
return.
need to
That's a really
be
good return.
you yeah you need to be hitting over 20 goals a season. So I think that 14 goals
Mm.
over the league last season, sorry, wasn't enough. So I think if he can continue with this form that is in right now, yeah, then we'll see. Then maybe we'll have a different conversation come the second half of the season.
No, 100%. And look, I think with Chelsea, like you're saying, I think well, in my opinion anyway, I think it's just a matter of time before they're in the conversation for top four and the league. Um, look, guys, we have a couple of games to discuss. I think we don't have a Spurs fan on the panel, so I think we'll keep them for last. Just have a quick speak on them. But let's move to the probably one of the more exciting games of the weekend. Goalless draw. United probably feel they should have won that game. Should have come away with 3 points. Um, and obviously you don't. Liam, look, bro. Obviously, with United, everything that's you guys do is always under the microscope. Given the size of your club. But I've seen some fans saying that Bruno should be dropped. You guys didn't look as good. Why did not Ten Hag take off Xerxes and bring on Rasmus? Why would he bring Rashford on and start him in the center or put him in the center forward position? Do you think Ten Hag got his changes wrong? Maybe he could have approached the second half differently with some of the changes. Really take the game to Palace, or do you think you guys did enough, created enough throughout the game to have won that game?
Um, to be honest with you, I think his rotation was the problem. You look at that 7-0 that we won in the league, and even before that, the league victory before that. Rashford is finding his form finally. How do you rest someone who's just about to find his form? You know what I mean? Why would you bench him and start Garnacho? Um, Garnacho was good in that 7-0 win as well, but I still don't think he's ready to start. I mean, he was probably the hot player in the first half, but he didn't score. But I think Rashford should have started that game. So I just think the rotation was off, man. I think Eriksen starting was also. Um, I just had a problem with that. But to be honest with you, Shannon, I don't know what it is. It's I just don't think Ten Hag is the guy for us. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I think this guy has had what 2 seasons, and this is his third season, and he got the players that he wanted. He went to go. I think he had the best players. He bought the best players in this market. He wanted Matthijs the left. He got the left. He got Xerxes. He got Mazarawi. Who's the other players that he signed? But he signed quite a few players, even last season. So he has his players now. You know what I mean? And also going back to the rotation, can you afford to rotate players at this? I understand there's a lot of games, and that's what he said. There's a lot of games coming up, but rotate when your team finds form, when you are doing
Mm.
well, not when you're losing or if you're winning stupid
You're just
tough
finding your
games.
form.
Yeah, let's find our form first. Then you can rotate players. I think it's also just a bias thing for me. Why Xerxes starting? Rashford should have started that game. Xerxes, bring him in. And also, it's inconsistency for me because he says Okate, because I think they asked him about Okate. Why didn't Okate start? Why is he not playing? You signed Okate. Why are you not playing him? And then he said, no, he
Mm.
needs to first adapt to English football. And so does Xerxes. So does Matthijs de Ligt. So does Mazarawi. You
Yeah.
know what
So
I
what
mean?
you kind of what's the
So,
how can you really justify that excuse?
exactly. So for me, I just don't think this guy is the guy to take United to the
To the
league
next
title.
level.
I'm sorry.
100%. Let me bring in X. X obviously young Liam's thoughts. He's saying Ten Hag is not the guy. He's not saying Ten Hag out, but looking at Ten Hag, this is not his third season now. Yes, he's won a couple of trophies, but league form, I don't think we can all sit here and say that we know what United's style of play is. And I think 3 years into a manager's reign, you need to know what kind of style of football that you have. And I think with United, it's like, again, he doesn't know his best 11, he doesn't know his style of football. And I think that's what makes United a good cup team, is that they're unpredictable. But I think for the league, look, I'm looking at Chelsea under Maresca, and like I said, Chelsea look way more cohesive than what United do. Villa, Newcastle, United might really struggle to get into the top four this season. And this is not me saying it as an Arsenal fan having hate against United. I'm just seeing what's in front of me. So Expo, tell me, do you think that Ten Hag should be given more time, or do you think what, the sooner you guys catch your losses there with Ten Hag, the better for your team, and then maybe Van Nistelrooy takes over and maybe we see something better from United?
I agree with Liam. Yeah, I don't think Ten is a guy for us. Um, I mean, check how many we played what 5 games. How many combination he had? So yeah, I don't think the guy I don't think he has a strategy, to be honest. He's just mixing players around and all that, and and you check like Liam saying, why is he starting Zexi? Because I know we need a number 9, but but I don't think Zexi is he's confident enough to start, or we should start Zex. I think we should just play Rashford in that maybe 9 or false 9, and then obviously play Garnacho on Rashford positions. But yeah, I also don't think 10 is the right coach for us. I mean, we can win silverwares, trophies, and that, but like what Soldier said, winning trophies is to just cover up what we actually struggling of. I mean, we need to see ourselves in that top 3 or top 4. We need to see ourselves winning that title, and I don't see Tenek being the coach to take us there. So yeah, I think the sooner we cut him, that will be better.
Look, Godwin, we hearing some really I wouldn't say harsh comments. I think the majority of the United fan base not majority. I think you've got your Ten Hag in out inners and you got your Ten Hag outers. Look, do you think that a change of manager should come sooner rather than later to maybe salvage the season? I'm not saying United season is in calamity, but do you think, look, maybe after the next international break, form isn't as good still? Do you think maybe cut their losses, appoint Van Nistelrooy till the end of the season, and then obviously see where they are? Or do you think still early, game week 5, just give it time, let the Hawks players settle in, and then maybe judge him again at the end of the season?
You said something very interesting when you started this segment. You said something that really caught my attention. You said, "Will Man United finish in the top 4?" Shannon, were you being for real or were you trolling? If you look at the teams here, I think Man United are not finishing above Man City. Man United are not finishing above Liverpool. Man United are not finishing above Villa, Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton. That is 7 teams. And Tottenham.
But it's not like
All
we've
those
gone.
teams.
So look at Ten Hag's first season.
No, like
We finished third.
I'm not even. No.
I
Cool.
got it. It's loading.
But when you look at Man United, guys, what's the identity? What are they trying to do? What is Ten Hag trying to do? Like I've watched them. I think I've watched them like 3 times this season. I can't figure out what they're trying to do. And you said something very interesting. The guy, Ten Hag, is backed by the board. Whoever Ten Hag wants, they go and get. But it's still not working. I think Man United should honestly cut their losses, get rid of him because, guys, it's just not working. You guys will play well maybe once every 5 games when it's important, when you can feel the real heat is around the corner. But I mean, guys, we have to win. Football is about winning. We can't now be drawing at Palace. Yes, we drew against Palace, but look at what we're doing. Man United are not getting anywhere near top 4, and they're not getting anywhere near Europe, guys. I'm telling you now. It is, guys, watch Man United play. There's nothing there. There is nothing. There is honestly
Bro, you want to
nothing
jump
there.
in and back your boys here? You think that, listen, Gordon is maybe just, I don't know, maybe he's doing a bit much and saying there's nothing there at United, or
And
do you think?
I don't hate Man United. I hate Arsenal. I don't hate Man United, but I'm just being fair. There is nothing
I'm glad you
from Man
guys hear
United.
it. I'm glad you guys heard him from his own mouth. But Liam, bro, do you think that,
Yeah.
do you agree with those sentiments from Godwin, bro? Do you think, listen, he's actually not being over the top? Like, there is nothing with United, and not in a disrespectful way, but it's just like, we are the foundations for what you guys are trying to build. Or do you think, you know what? No, just maybe give Ten Hag maybe another couple of games, maybe the next 5 games, and then we see.
No, I don't think. Like I agree with Colin. I don't think there's anything. There's no substance with Ten Hag. There's no identity. We don't know what this guy's. I myself as a United fan don't know what he's trying to do. So I really don't think so. Against Palace, the last time they played Palace, Palace beat us 4-0. Was that not embarrassing enough not to come to this game and say we're gonna? I'm angry, bro. Like just almost swearing on the stream right now, but you know what I mean? We're supposed to be that angry. We're supposed to be whipping Palace 4-5-0 after that 4-0. Instead, we go and draw 0-0. Imagine if a Michael Olise was playing in this game. Michael Olise is the
Yeah,
one
that
that
boy's
turned the
cooking,
heat up.
man. He's cooking. He's
You know what
cooking
I
now.
mean?
Yeah.
He's gone to Bayern Munich now. Good riddance, for us. But I mean, imagine if Michael Olise was in that team. What would have happened? Over the weekend against Palace. Those were sitters
Look,
that Garnacho missed, that Bruno missed. Those were sitters. Those are come on, guys. We can't be knocking the bar the whole time. Is this bloody under 15 football?
Look, I think United created the chances, bro, and I think maybe that's also like for me. Okay, look, I don't know what Ten Hag's trying to do, but if he can emulate that kind of style of play from the first 45 from that he did on Saturday, I think United will look dangerous this season. I just don't know if he can do the next game. It's like Ten Hag. It's like he's not really the coach. Like your coach, it's like you coach today, and then next week you won't coach, and it's like bro, you like you can go today having this style of play, and then next week it's
Yeah.
not that. It's like how is the same technical stuff and coaching? And I'm gonna bring Diza in. Obviously, Diza, you being a Liverpool fan, bro. Do you think obviously you guys beat United quite convincingly this season? Do you think you know what? From that game, the writing's on the wall. You know, their season's gonna not really get anywhere, or do you think United might pull one of their Fergie time um, rabbits out the hat and maybe still secure top four?
For me, it's EPL. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. I hear you, Liam. I definitely hear you. Your coach, for me, there's no. It looks like there's no vision there. There's totally no vision there. Um, yeah. Look, like I said, it's EPL. Anything is possible. We can't undermine Man United. You, you come get this season, they might just show up. They might not show up. So for me, and it's also a bit too soon to say because how many games are we in? Are we 5 or 6 games in?
Five now.
Five, nah? So yeah, so we're not sure what does Eric Ten Hag have. I'm not. I don't know. But like I'm saying, it's a coach that does not have no vision. There's no vision at that team. I don't know. Honestly, I don't. What is it trying? Like I'll say, there's no identity there. My heart is actually so as a Liverpool supporter for Man United. My heart is actually so for you guys because we don't know this Man United. I don't know this Man United team anymore. I don't know. So yeah, Eric Ten Hag, I think he needs to leave. For me personally, he needs to leave. But like I said, anything is EPL. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
100%. So, look, guys. Obviously, that's all the fans that we have on the panel now discussing their teams. Let's obviously speak about the one of the teams that are not represented here, and that's Spurs. Obviously, Spurs getting back to winning ways, 3-1. Look, I don't think any of us see Spurs as real rivals, and it's not even me being an Arsenal fan. I just don't like Spurs are not my rival right now for the league. I don't think they top four rivals for in Chelsea and maybe United because of the uncertainty around United. But I don't think. I mean, looking at the best of the rest, are Spurs better than Villa on their day? I don't think so. Are they better than Newcastle? Maybe they're better than Brighton, but they're not better than Chelsea. Definitely, in my opinion. And
Brighton,
against United,
money, Brighton.
look, bro. Like I think, listen, Brighton are good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that Spurs like Son might have a moment. Brighton have like no offense to Lewis Dunk, bro. It's just like like the balance of the teams. I think Spurs, if they beat Brighton, I wouldn't be shocked. And if it was vice versa, I'd be
Okay.
shocked if Spurs beat Chelsea. Don't get me wrong. If they beat Liverpool, if they beat City, they beat Arsenal. Maybe they could beat United at White Hart Lane, but I'd be shocked if they beat United at Old Trafford. So obviously, like I'm saying, back to winning ways, 3-1 victory. Is this just Spurs licking their wounds and gonna fly under the radar, or do you think, listen, and says he wins trophies in his second season? Do any of us see Spurs maybe mounting a top four challenge, a trophy this season? Let me go to Godwin. Obviously, you being a London rival of Spurs, bro. Are you gonna cook, or are you gonna actually now let them off and say, listen, they might just surprise us?
No, I'll not that I'll let them off. I'll give a fair analysis. From what I've seen from Ange, I actually think he's a very, very good coach. He's a really good coach. I don't want to say that those boys are unlucky because that's just not the case. He's had a full season. They started off. Do you remember the start of last season? Those boys started off very,
Yeah,
very well.
house on fire, bro. Hmm.
Until we rolled up at White Hart Lane and we did show them a lesson, as per usual. Although they did have 9 men, but no, Spurs are a decent team. At least with Spurs, when I take Spurs and when I take United, with Spurs you can see what they're trying to do. There's intensity when they play. There's you can kind of see what they're trying to accomplish. So I don't think Spurs have anything to be concerned about. I think if they get top six, top seven, I think it's a decent season with a good run in one of the cup competitions. I do think that would be a good season for Spurs.
100%. So let me jump back to Liam, bro. Liam, obviously, you're speaking about Spurs. Yeah, do you think this is just, again, like I said, Spurs just consolidating their position as quote unquote the top six team, or do you think there might be bigger aspirations for the guys at White Hart Lane?
Um, I think they'll end up in the top six, to be honest with you. I haven't watched much of Spurs, if I'm being honest, but I think they will bounce back and they will be. I think give them some time. It's still early to judge Spurs, in my opinion. I think they will bounce back. Um, but I think over the last few seasons, it's sort of like Aston Villa and Spurs have kind of like changed, like swapped roles, swapped places. I think Fala is now that team that Spurs used to be few seasons back, and I think them losing Harry Kane also took, um, it also affected them over the last season and now. So I don't know. I think it's a total rebuild for Spurs as well. But I do believe that yeah, they'll probably finish in the top six.
Top six. Um, I don't know. Anyone can jump in on Spurs. Look, I'm not even saying it from an Arsenal player. I just think Spurs. It will surprise me generally, guys. If Spurs want something this season, not because I think they don't have the quality. I just think that everyone is just better than them. Like everyone is just better than them, and it's not even like a dig. I just don't think they did enough in the market. Like, if you really want to be building your squad to compete for the top four or maybe the league and whatnot, you have to be. If you're gonna spend 45 million, you're not gonna spend it on Archie Gray. You can spend 45 million and get yourself a proper now midfielder. Solanke I think is a good investment at 65 million. I think Solanke scores goals, but is Solanke Harry Kane? No. So there's that X factor isn't there in the front line. Son is not the player he was 3 seasons ago. Kulusevski has never been the guy that's gonna get you a huge amount of goals. So you just look at Spurs overall. They just have a very good squad, and that's why I say they probably, in my opinion, probably finish eighth. I think United have more quality. If United click on their day and can put on a run, I think they're better than Spurs. I think Spurs. I'm just looking at it again. Like if you look at everyone in the position, Son, are their players top three in their position in the league? Maybe you can say Pedro Paro, right back, probably top three. Van der Ven there could be an argument. Are you putting
Besuma.
a Madison? But are you
He's
putting okay,
Besuma.
but okay. I mean, you got okay. Let's just put it in defensive midfielders. You've got Rice, you've got Rodri, you've got I would even say Caicedo. That's better. You've got Gravenberg who looks better. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that like, let's go to a Villa. You've got Amadou Anana, Newcastle got Bruno Guimaraes. Is Basuma better than those guys? Maybe you can argue Gravenberg because of his first season, but I don't think he's better than Bruno. I don't think he's better than Amadou Anana. I don't think he's better than Rice. I mean not Party, Rice. Who else from City? Rodri, and then again I said a Chelsea Caicedo. So
Casado.
yeah, I just think Spurs, bro, like their squad is just not on the levels that it's required to compete. Um, so, do guys, I'm leaving the panel open to anyone that wants to quickly jump onto Spurs. Obviously, before we come to the end of the show, but I don't really, I don't know, guys. I so disingenuous. I probably sound, but I genuinely Spurs like they don't like I don't see them doing anything this season. I think they'll probably finish eighth, maybe a decent cup run, quarterfinal, semi-final. Angel gets sacked. They will try and spend a lot of money, and then we'll rinse and repeat. Until Spurs, in my opinion, start to act like the big club they claim to be in the market, first of all, by going and getting players that are ready now to compete. I don't think they'll probably, like, for example, Spurs probably lose Van der Ven in a season or two. They probably lose Romero, Pedro Parro. Maybe someone comes in for Basuma, or they just seem as currently a very vulnerable club, and not just a team, a very vulnerable club. So that's just my thoughts. And like I said, guys, if anyone wants to jump in, I'll mute myself. Nah, no one Spurs, no one, guys. I think everyone I think the
Let me
panel.
quickly jump in. Yeah, like what you guys are saying. Yeah, Spurs just look very vulnerable. Yeah, I don't see them um placing any top four, top five. I think seven and eight. But yeah, as much as also United doesn't have a DNA and something like that, I don't see Spurs beating Man United. Especially at Old Trafford, that that won't happen. So So yeah, they, I don't see, yeah, I just don't see Spurs um getting any silverware this season as well. They might be on that semi-final, quarterfinals, but yeah, I don't see them winning anything or even placing in that top six.
Yeah. So I don't know if anyone else has like anything to add, but I think the general consensus from the panel is that look, we don't have Spurs really doing much this season, guys. Before we end the show, I just want to actually go through the fixtures for our teams this weekend, and I just want quickly through the outer panel. Don't think about it too long. I'm going to give you, for example, we'll start with City. The City are playing Newcastle away, St James's Park, early kickoff on Saturday. Let's start with Liam. Liam, what's your prediction for that game? Just just quickly off the top.
Just repeat that. Sorry, bro.
Sorry, bro. So I'm saying that City are playing Newcastle at St James's Park this weekend. I just want to get your prediction for that game.
Um, I think City will probably beat them. I'm giving 2-3 now.
Oh, wow. It's very Liam going with a 2 or 3 nil, so it's a comfortable win for City at St James's Park. Look, I think City do tend to do quite well at St James's Park. I mean, last season they had the De Bruyne magic. Let's see if they can emulate it again. Tiza, let me come to you, bro. Do you think City can overcome Newcastle St James's Park, or do you think the Geordies there will have quite a surprise for City when they go to the St James's Park early on Saturday?
To be honest, it won't be easy for City. Most definitely, it won't be easy for City. I think City will pull a win off. I'm going with 2-1. I'm not sure is Isaac still available?
Yeah, I think Isak should be available this coming
He
weekend
should be available. Yeah, so I'm going 2-1. 2-1.
to City,
Definitely
eh?
2-1. To
1
City.
City.
Yes.
100%. And
Yes.
let me jump to Godwin, bro. Godwin, obviously, you were saying that you do put Arsenal as favorites, but obviously, looking at City, they want to set the tone, they want to set the Gauntlet for the weekend. Do you think City can get a win in the early kickoff, or do you think St James's Park has got something in store for them?
I think this one might be a draw, guys. I know I said earlier in this podcast that I don't see Man City dropping points, but yo, guys, early kickoff at St James's Park. Yeah, St James's Park.
Mm.
That one's normally not easy. I would go 1-1. I'll go 1-1.
1-1. Okay, and X, let's round off the City results, bro. What are your thoughts? You think City come away with 3 points, or do you think maybe Newcastle win, or do you think there'll be a draw?
To City.
Sorry, bro. Can you repeat that for me?
I'm saying I'm gonna go for City 2-1.
2-1 City. So we look like we obviously have got Liam with the win. We got Diza with the win, X with the win for City, and Gordon with the draw. I'm gonna go City. I'm gonna go 2-2. I think Newcastle will have a lot to show for themselves. I think City will definitely score, but I think no Rodri. How does that affect them? Is De Bruyne going to be fit for this game? Newcastle obviously early kickoff, so James Park's going to be pumped up for that game. They're going to want to make a statement against the champion. So I'm going to go 2-2 City. Then let's look at the next fixtures for one of the big six teams. We've got Chelsea at home to Brighton on Saturday as well. So let's start with the Chelsea guy. Godwin, bro, are your boys getting another win to maybe propel yourself to the top of the table?
Oh, guys, Brighton are a decent team. If we win, I'll be very, very impressed, and I think I'll guarantee you guys that we will finish on top if we can beat a team like a Brighton. I think it'll be difficult, but I'll have to say, let's see. I think I'll go 2-1 Chelsea, either 2-1 or 3-2. I see a lot of goals in this one.
100%. So Godwin's going for his boys in blue
3-2.
to get it over the line. 3-2. There we go. Let's go to X. X, your thoughts. Chelsea, Brighton, bro. Are you going for a home win, or are you going for maybe a draw or Brighton win?
Definitely Chelsea's gonna score at home. But yeah, I think Brighton has been really good, so I'm gonna go 2-2.
2-2. There we go. So we got one win, one draw. Let's jump over to Diza. Diza, bro, what are your thoughts on Chelsea this weekend? Do you think the Maresca's boys, continue their good form, or can the Seagulls rain on the parade at the bridge?
I'm going with the Blues. I think Chelsea is going to throw Brighton over the bridge. Reason for that because Nicholas Jackson. confident. His confidence is picking up. Yes, I'm going score. I just don't see Brighton scoring, so I'm going with the 2-0.
2-0 Chelsea. There we go. So that's a 2-0 win for
2-0
the boys at
Chelsea.
the Blue in the bridge. Thanks, Diza. And then obviously I'm gonna bring it to Liam, bro. Chelsea Brighton, brother. What's your prediction for that game?
Yeah, I'm on the fence with this one, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of factors here that you need to consider. Firstly, I've mentioned this earlier on in the conversation in the chat. We spoke about Chelsea's home record this season. It's not the best, one draw and one
Mm,
defeat. So they are yet to win at home this season. And I guess
crazy
at Brighton are yet to lose a game this season as well.
as well.
So and then you consider Nicholas Jackson's form. I think if Nicholas Jackson is on song, he might win this game for Chelsea. So I want to give it to Chelsea, but like I said, I'm on the fence. So I'm said I'm conflicted. My one part of
Should
me
we come
says
back
two
to you?
one, 2-1 Chelsea, and the other part
Yeah.
of me says 1-1 to.
Okay, so we're gonna
So
need one. You're gonna have
I'll go 2-1 Chelsea.
to 1 Chelsea. Look, I do see there being goals in this game. I think Brighton having a very good form. I know Gordon has alluded to, but I think Danny Welbeck's have been on some insane form as well. It's like he's a man reborn. I just think that the moment that Chelsea are in, especially because they haven't won a home game yet, they do a win. Their performances at home have been good in my opinion. So I'm gonna go 3-1 Chelsea. I think Brighton will score, but I think Chelsea will see them continue their form. Pains me to say that as much as it does, but I think I'm a football lover at heart, so I'm definitely gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 3-1 home win for Chelsea. Let's move over to Arsenal's game. We got Arsenal against Leicester at the Emirates Stadium on Saturday. Um, I'm gonna go straight in. I'm gonna go 3-0 Arsenal. I'm gonna just be the guy go straight in 3-0 Arsenal. Not because I think we're so great. I just think that we've had a really tough week in a sense, playing against Spurs away from home, Atalanta away, then City away. I think to come with 7 points out of nine, I think that's going to give the boys a lot of confidence. I think the Emirates will be bumping, and I think from what I've seen with Leicester, they're very leaky. Yes, we got Jamie Vardy, who on his day can hurt you, but I think I'll be very astounded if like Leicester causes as much problems compared to like a City or Tottenham with the defense that we have. So I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal. Let me move it over to Godwin. I see him smirking there. Let me hear his prediction. Godwin, bro, what are your thoughts? You think Arsenal can come away with the 3 points, or do you think Leicester, the Foxes, have something up their sleeves?
Yeah. No, I don't see anything else but an Arsenal with this weekend for you guys. I'm gonna go 4-1 Arsenal.
4-1 Arsenal, 100%. There we go. Let me move it over to Liam. I see Liam's got a big smirk on his face there. I think, let's hear what he has to say. Liam, your thoughts. What do you think Arsenal get over the line against against Leicester, or do you think maybe the Foxes come up and really frustrate Arsenal at the Emirates on Saturday?
Look, for me, I want to first see who plays against Bolton in the EFL Cup.
Fair enough.
That game is on Wednesday. I want to see how
Mm,
many first, or your regulars that usually play, how many of those players start, and then I can make, a decision. But if they do field their first team, the natural starters, I think it would be a dumb move from Arteta because they're just on the back of a very tough game against City. Players are probably still tired, their legs are tired and all that. But I think if he does start, the youngsters or the other players in the squad, I think then they have a week to rest, and I think Arsenal will take this one. Score, I'll go big. I'll go 4-0 Arsenal.
So we got so far we got some big wins for Arsenal. You got 4-1 from Godwin, 4-0 from Liam, and then 3-0 from me. Let me switch it over to Diza. Diza, obviously you got the boys, Mikel Arteta's boys at the Emirates again after quite a while. Do you think that the home ground advantage is just something that Arsenal will just take to their advantage and be too strong for Leicester?
Definitely, they will be too strong for Leicester City. For me, you guys, Ateta, strong, solid. We have a solid team. And look, City, Leicester City is coming back from, from the lower division up now
Mm.
to EPL now. I just don't see them giving news any problems at home, man. For me, my prediction, this one is going to be, I see a five. I see a five, and I see
Yo,
Havertz having a field day that day. I see might a hat trick or brace.
look, I think if you're gonna call 5-0, bro, I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would love for Arsenal to
I
get a
I
5-0 win.
I
It
I
was just
I see I see Ghana seriously trashing it because look, the way they played against City, for me, you guys played for me. You played very well. Game plan,
mm,
and let's give, like I'll say again, let's give Ateta his flowers. Ateta is doing exceptionally well at Canas. For me, he's doing exceptionally well.
100%.
Looks like he has his work cut out to the T. So for me, five now, five now.
Here we go. So we got some big results here for Arsenal X. I'm hoping that you're gonna come here with a similar predictions, but I know everyone's saying 4-0, 5-0, and then yeah, Arsenal gonna win an 89th minute own goal, 1-0 home at the Emirates. What are your thoughts on for the Arsenal Leicester game? Do you think Arsenal get the 3 points, or are you gonna go slightly different to the rest of the panel here?
Yeah, it's gonna be a walk in the park. Definitely 4-0.
Look, guys, I'm loving these predictions. Like, if this can come true, I think I'm a happy gooner. Regardless of the other results, I think if you can put in a performance that's resounding on the weekend, then I think it just gives me a bit more confidence as well. Quickly moving on, guys, before we come to the end of the stream, let's look at the next fixture for the top six. One of our top six um, panelists here. We've got Liverpool away to Wolves. Let's start with the Liverpool representative in the house. Do your boys, do Arnie Slots boys continue the fine form that they are in? Or do you think the Wolves might just hunt down the Reds?
To be honest, Wolves for me, I think that is our voodoo team, one of our voodoo teams. I difficult is going to be tough. We'll see what us slot have in store. But I think we will pull the win. I think maybe I see us uh 2-1. 2-1 to Liverpool.
So Diza is going there with a 2-1 a 2-1 win for Liverpool, securing the 3 points. Let me jump to X. X, are you going to go along those same sentiments as Diza with Liverpool getting a win, or do you think Wolves can actually pull up quite a surprise over the weekend?
I think Liverpool's gonna claim these 3 points. So it's gonna be 3-1 to Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool. So there we go. 2-1 and 3-1. Let me jump to Godwin. Godwin, bro. Your thoughts on Liverpool versus Wolves? Are we going to go for the Anfield boys getting the result, or what are your thoughts, my guy?
If Wolves play anything like how they played against Chelsea, guys, I think Liverpool would thrash them like 5-6, and I don't see I don't see why that can't happen. So you know what, I'll be conservative. I'll go for 3-0 Liverpool.
3-0 Liverpool. So there we go. We got a 2-1 from Diza. X, you said 3-1. Yeah, so we got 3-1 from X, and then obviously we got 3-0 from Godwin. Liam, let me jump to you, bro, quickly before we come to an end. What are your thoughts? Liverpool, Wolves, easy as the guys are making it sound, or not so easy?
I mean, you look at Wolves; they're sitting at the bottom of the log right now. So they're having a torrid season thus far. And you look at Liverpool; they just, they just look like one of the teams to beat this season. And I think with the form of Luis Diaz, Nunez, I'm sure Salah would also want to come to the party now. So I think this is going to be a thrashing. I think Liverpool could win this 5-0.
Hmm. Wow. Oh, that's a big claim. Look, for me, I think I'm gonna go a bit more conservative. I'm gonna go 2-0 Liverpool win. I think a good away performance. I don't think that Wolves will be that blown away. I think Gary O'Neill's got a good team there. I think Wolves Wolves tend to show up against the big teams. They don't make it too easy. I think the Chelsea game was kind of uncharacteristic from them. I think we don't normally associate that kind of performance with Wolves. I still think Liverpool will capitalize on Wolves' bad form at the moment, but I don't see it being a thrashing like what you're suggesting there. And then let's finally move on to the big game of the weekend and our final one for the top six um, panel to give the predictions. We got Man United against Tottenham at Old Trafford on Sunday. Let's start off with the United boys. Liam, let's get your prediction, bro. Are you going for a clueless Ten Hag win, or are we gonna go and just Highline gonna get the best of you?
Look, there's something that we need to understand with Ten Hag and see this pattern, and I think Gordon alluded to this early on in the chat.
Mm,
Ten Hag always looks like his back is against the wall, and just when you think, okay, this is gonna be the game that gets him sacked, he ends up winning, and it's always against these teams, the Spurs, the Chelsea, the sort of big thing, the big teams. So I think you'll get a result. So we're playing at home. Look at last season. We weren't good against Spurs. We drew 2-2 and we lost 2-0,
mm.
against Spurs. So I think the boys would want to redeem themselves, look at the players that came in, and if Rashford starts, um, I just don't know. I'd give a narrow win for United, either 1-0 or 2-1, but I'll go 2-1.
So we're going for a 2-1 home win there. Let's jump to the other Red Devil on the panel. X, are you sharing Liam's thoughts? You think United come away with 3 points, or are you just feeling that Ten Hag doesn't have enough in his repertoire, in his in his skill set to beat Spurs on Sunday?
Um, uh, this is gonna be a very narrow one. I see us taking the 3 points, but yeah, it's not gonna be easy. So I'm going for 3-2 Man United.
3-2 United win. There we go. There we go. So now we're gonna move over to Godwin. Godwin, bro, what are your thoughts? You think United at Old Trafford just have too much for Spurs, or do you think that like you said, Spurs probably you rated Spurs a bit higher than United? Do you think Spurs come to Old Trafford and actually just upset the Old Trafford faithful?
I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think very balanced, not a clear favorite in this one. But like I said earlier, Ten Hag tends to pull them off in these kind of games, guys. So I wouldn't be surprised
Mm.
if it's a 2-1 Man United win. I'll go for a 2-1 Man United win. I
2-1
mean,
United win. And
history
then
just
these are
history just
before
tells
obviously.
us.
Oh, sorry, Godwin, go on, bro.
Sorry. History just tells us in big games that Ten Hag really lets us down, unless it's against Liverpool. But these ones, Chelsea, Tottenham, even Man City, guys, he tends to get them, especially now that they're a bit under pressure. So I wouldn't be surprised
Mm.
if Man United win. Yeah.
100%. And these are, bro, before obviously I give my prediction. What are your thoughts? Do you think United, even though you say this is probably the worst United you've probably seen, you don't know them like this, do you think that they'll still have too much for Spurs, or do you think the boys in white can come through to Old Trafford and really upset everyone there on Sunday?
Like Gordon said something very good there. I honestly, I'm not also a fan of this fixture. I just don't see. I can't honestly. I just don't see. I don't know. Honestly, because both of them no identity. We don't know what to expect in this game. Because both teams, we don't know what are they going to bring to the table on match day. For me, I'm going with the draw. I'm going with the
100%.
draw. Yeah, maybe no, maybe 1-1.
100%. So these are going with a draw there. I think so far we've got home wins for United all round. One draw for United from these, but I'm gonna add it to the draw list. I think it's gonna be a 2-all draw. It's not that I think United don't have enough. I just think that Spurs can hurt United. You know what I'm saying? And I think they will. I just don't know if United have it. Maybe this is the game where they score all their chances and then we're talking about a different game. I'm just thinking that from what I saw last season, United not beating them. Yes, I know it's Old Trafford, but again, I think Spurs, with the confidence of winning now in the week, in the Carabao Cup, in the league, they'll definitely obviously look forward to the game on Sunday. And I'm going to go a 2-2 draw. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our first ever Talk 6 show. It's been my honor to have the guys on here, just sharing their thoughts, sharing their love for football, sharing for their love all things Premier League. Um, so yes, obviously we will be back on Friday to just do a more in-depth preview to the weekend's games. Talk about team news that we know, talk about fixtures played in the Carabao Cup. I think some teams are playing in the Europa League for those that are still associated with such tournaments. They play this. They
Humble
play this
yourself,
thing
my brother.
every week.
Humble yourself.
But I mean, I think it's going to be a very interesting weekend of football. Well, week of football, weekend of football, and obviously everybody, we will be back on Friday, same time, same place. Maybe slightly different panel depending on the guys' availability, but we will be here to preview this weekend's game. So, to my panel guys, thank you all for coming. To all of you that were tuning for an hour and a half to just give us your time, we thank you very much, and we will see you all on Friday. Peace out, guys.
Sure.